everybody? Average Vintage Collector here with another video. So I have returned from Strongsville. I returned with more than cards. I got a little bit of a bug while I was gone. And I'm going to try and get through this without hacking and coughing and sniffling too much. But first thing I want to say was, man, it was a fantastic show. It's my second time going. As we've all heard, it's a new venue, 2 shows combined in one. And again, it did not disappoint. The show itself or the social aspect of it with all the other people from the community, the commenters, the YouTube content creators. So much fun. So good to see some of those people again, and so much fun to meet some of those people for the first time. There were just so many people there. Really glad to have been able to hang out. You know, with something like this that's this big, I felt kind of like I was only spending like 10 minutes with each person and then moving on because there were just so many people and so little time. So I wish maybe I would have, been able to stay a little bit longer so that I could have talked with a lot of people that I wanted to talk with more that I just couldn't. But I left before trade night. That kind of wasn't my plan to begin with, but I needed to start the drive home because I was just feeling a little under the weather. So it was a big success for me. I did some things I've never done before, like sell some cards at a show. I came prepared. I didn't think I'd actually do it, but I did it, and boy, I can't tell you how happy I am with the overall walk away prizes pretty much that I got. So got a lot of gifts. I'm going to cover a lot of stuff. I'm going to try and make sure this video doesn't go too long. But what a great time. If you've never gone before, I really highly recommend that you go. I definitely think that I will consider going again next year. You just never know what your situation is going to be next year. So I'm not going to say I'm going to go or I'm not going to go, but I would really like to go again next year because it really was a fun time. All right, so we will go ahead and turn this around and I'll show you what I got. Okay, so we started out with gifts. This was just, again, another amazing, overly generous stuff from the people in the community, in the card community. I'll start with a few things. Warren D from the CLE gave me a whole binder filled with Bills cards. Just really amazing. Thank you, Warren, so much for this. And I already went through them, and a lot of these actually I did not have. There's a lot of like inserts and just stuff that, believe it or not, I don't have. I got a million Bills cards, but do not have a lot of these, so thank you very much. In addition, he also gave me this whole pack. These are all Dominic Hasek cards in his Sabres uniform, so that is very cool. And then he also gave me some baseball cards, which I will have to find in here. I will find them here in a minute. But moving on to more gifts. My buddy Tim. Tim does not have a channel, but Tim hooked me up with a cool Garbage Pail Kid, J Decay. That's from the original set, I believe. And, he got me a 52 Bowman mantle, so that was really generous of Tim to go ahead and do that. So I guess I can say I have a 52 Topps mantle. 52 Topps mantle in my collection. So thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, buddy. This was from Jeff, Fine Card Collector, and Brent Richards, who was not there, but I got a couple of flips for Rev Steve, and then also the Manny Sanguian. This is just such a cool image. In the background here, you're going to see that I did purchase this ahead of time from Drew over at a Drew Vintage Legacy. So I now have some really cool looking card stands, and you're seeing them used for the first time. Also ran into Joe over at Pre-War Dreams, and Joe hooked me up with a bunch of Astros cards and gave me his flip as well. So very cool stuff in here. Thank you, Joe. Scott over Reindeer Studios. How about the Manny Sanguian custom card? Steve over at Vintage on Vintage. He knows I like the Astros. Gave me this cool relic of Jose Altuve. But then he also knows that I'm a hockey guy, and he gave me a Tim Horton card, which is super cool. Awesome. So thank you, Steve. Next, from Matt over at Straight Race Cards. Got Nolan Ryan in the best uniform that he played in, right? It's from the Coca-Cola set. And then this is the 23 karat gold, which is, I've seen the image before, but I've never actually seen this card. Very cool. It is a serial numbered out of 10,000, but these are much harder to come across, more uncommon than you'd believe. So Thank you, Matt. This is also a bunch of stuff from Warren in the CLE. These are from the Ted Williams sets, and it's a bunch of Bagwells, but he also put in a couple of my guy Boog in there. So very cool. Did not have these. Again, Warren, thank you very much, buddy. Next, Rob over Cash Cards gave me a sticker, and then he gave me this Boog Auto, which is very cool. He gave me this nice Bagwell, lots of shine on there. And check this out. Jeff Bagwell minor league card. Man, how cool is that? Did not have that. Really, really cool. Next. This is from 5714 Collector, Jim Faulkner. Gave me a stack of Orioles guys and some Astros, because he knows I have a little bit of a connection with the Orioles. Nice Joe Morgan Archives card in there. Altuve. Gave me this cool Boog. Did not have this one. Nice Ripken sticker. And then gave me a Mag Pro with his flip in it and a Decal Edge Boog Powell in there. So very cool. This next one, hope I don't screw this up. I believe this is from Vintage Dave T. Gave me a bunch of Astros. Look at that Bagwell. It's awesome. Bunch of Astros. Very cool. Do not have any of these, again, maybe except for the Ray Knight. But very, very cool. So thank you, Dave. I ran into John Wade Boggs fan, and he went ahead and gave me a bunch of his custom cards. So it was nice to meet John for the first time. Got those from him. This one. This is from Tony Talks Cards. Tony Talks Cards, again, some more Astros cards, and then gave me an unopened pack of 1990 Bowman Hockey. Very cool. I don't think I'm going to open that pack. I think I'm actually going to leave it in the pack. Andy over at Dog Eat My Card Collector ended up giving me, he was giving away packs. He broke up a 1975 top set and gave randomly packages, sealed packages out to everybody. So I opened it up, and this is what I got, a bunch of these, and kind of the big one in there. Look at that, nice Ryan and Carlton in there. So that was really cool. Very cool idea. Really like that, so thank you, Andy. Mike Jayhawker went ahead and gave me this Milton Bradley Boog, and just unbelievable. Again, not something that I had. Just so cool. Just so cool. Rusty, my buddy Rusty over at Rusty Vintage Cards. There's his new sticker, so that will be going on the wall in the background. Thank you, Rusty. And then Kyle over at Collecting America's Pastime. Man, Kyle hooked me up. He knows that I love the Flair, 1990s Flair cards. Not Fleer, Flair. They kind of look like this right here. All years, this is what they kind of look like. I love these sets. He hooked me up with 2 huge boxes of these. But not only did he hook me up with the boxes, he gave me an actual old box. And it's filled with the packs. And if you don't remember what the packs look like, it was like a card deck. They come apart. These were like a high-end set way back when. So I am so excited to go through those. Kyle, again, man, just super appreciative. Thank you so much. Overly generous. Just amazing stuff. So that is kind of where I'm at with just before I even bought anything at the show. As you all know, I picked up my big purchase for the show a few months ago, and that big purchase was my Gaudi Moberg. Love this card. I'm so glad I bought it when I did, because I did not really see any of these at the show. I might have seen one, and I gotta tell you, I like mine better. So there is that. So into the show, I didn't go with that big of a budget. On day one, I was kind of just trying to figure out what I was going to do, what my plan was. I didn't really have a plan. I really took my time walking around. And one of the first things I did was go and try and get the 6 last cards for my 1973 top set. I wanted those out of the way and done. So I was able to find my Concepcion, Didier, cool image shot there, my Thurman Munson, and I was able to find this high number rookie card that I was missing, and Doc Ellis. And that left me with one. And it was a Babe Ruth all-time league leaders. And I'll get to that in a little bit. Next thing I picked up while I was there was from Sammy Thunder. And this is a Waite Hoyt. This is going to be part of my World War I collection of veterans. Waite Hoyt, this is the first World War I veteran that I have in my collection. So I was really happy to get that. Oversized. I can't particularly remember what set this came from, but really happy to have gotten that. Next, knocked off some Battle of the Bulge and World War II veterans. Got an Eddie Kazak from 52 Tops. Luke Easter, who's like a Buffalo legend. I'll do a nice story on him at some point. Ray Coleman. These are nice looking 52s. Johnny Lepon. And then I found a 49 Bowman. This might be a 49 Bowman. Jim Blackburn. So he's a Battle of the Bulge guy. Happy to knock some of those out. And then my big purchase for day one was this. I knew I wanted to add something from the Red Heart dog set, and I wanted it to really be something that connected with how I collect. So I was going for a World War II veteran, and I ended up getting this red Shane Dienst. Man, that is just a super sharp card. Really, really like it. Off center on the back, which I don't care about at all. But man, what great color, what a great image. Really, really like that. So we'll have to make some room here. I only bought 4 of those stands, so there we go. We'll put that guy in the middle. Next, so that was my day one. That was on Friday. The second day, I came back, and I had only half my budget left, and I was trying to figure out what to do, and I did something that I don't normally do. I went into the show. I'm sorry, first night, too. Let's rewind. Rewind. The first night, the meet and greet, some boxes of cards did come out, so it was like a pre-trade night, and I was talking to Tony over at Tony Talks Cards, and he had some vintage boxing cards. And I was going ahead and looking at those, and I found a Sam Langford, which I was very happy to have found. This is such a great set. I wanted to add some boxing cards. I found a lot on the first day, but I thought that they were a little overpriced, and I was taking my time. Like I said, I was trying to get a plan in place. So next day, there we go. I go back to the show. I go in. I go over to the boxing table, and I'm in the boxing table. I'm trying to figure out, all right, what am I going to get? And lo and behold, in the same display case where there's the vintage boxing, there is this card. And I didn't remember seeing it the day before. And I was totally unprepared for this because this is kind of like a lifetime card for me. And knowing my budget, I didn't think I'd be able to afford it. So I asked the dealer, hey, was this here yesterday? He says, nope, just put it there today. And that was this card right here. Man, I still can't believe that I have this card. And I love that it has stains on it. I love that it's beat up. This is what a baseball card is supposed to look like when it's like 100 plus years old, right? It's got that old image, high character. I didn't have enough money in my pocket to buy that card when I saw it. And I tried to wheel and deal. The guy wouldn't come off his price. He said he was already priced low, and I said, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. So I took 6 cards that I had with me. Nothing crazy. And I went over to my local card dealer who was set up at the show, and I said, hey, Chris, I need some fast cash. And he was able to hook me up by doing buying those cards off me. I went right back over to this table, and I picked that up. So I was left with, you guys heard me talk about it before, I had a Clayton Kershaw. I'll put up a picture right now, I think. And this is a SSP. It is a big card, but no sales on the PSA 10s. And so I talked to 12 different dealers on the modern side on Friday. Nobody was interested in buying it. They said it was too much of a risk because there was no sale for the 10. And I kept just trying to shop it around. I ended up selling it on Saturday, less than I wanted, but still a good bit of money. And it made the show even that much more amazing for me. So with that money, the funds from that money, I was able to go ahead and, again, I wanted to get a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Like, this was one of those times where I wanted to add some hockey. I wanted to add some baseball. I wanted to add some boxing, and I'm kind of hitting all the boxes. So this one, I was able to find. This is a Leon Draisaitl. Very cool-looking card, and it's just a smaller pickup, so it's not like I sold that, big card and got that thing. But I went ahead and found this Matt Tkachuk. I'm a huge Matt Tkachuk fan. Was able to get this. This is just on the wrapper there, but really nice card, low pop. You know, I don't really care about grade, but I was able to get that, so I was very happy about that. And then I was able to get this bad boy right here. So I'm walking around, I go to J.D. Heckathorn's table, and I find, again, another World War I veteran, who's also a Hall of Famer, and it's this guy right here, Rube Marquard. Now, it's beat up, which I don't care. Again, it's character for me, high character. Greatest thing about this card is the back. I was able to get an old mill back. So these were my first 2 T206 cards. I have not owned any before, and I was able to nab 2 Hall of Famers, one with a rarer back than the others. I am just shocked at this point in time that this is my haul so far. And then I still had some money left, so I keep going around. I'm able to add to my Diamond Stars Hall of Fame PC. I got a Sam Rice. Don't care about the number, don't care about the slab, but I like them in the slab. I think they look very nice in there. So I was able to get a Sam Rice, checked one of those things down on my project. Grabbed a couple of more hockey cards. I love these canvas cards, and there's a Greenway, Alex Tuck, and then this cool Darlene for my Sabres stuff. And moving on, went back to boxing and found, look at that Jake LaMotta. Beautiful Jake LaMotta. It's an exhibit. And then I got this Jack Sharkey to go along with it, and I love the color on that one. So good. And then this one is fantastic. This is Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney's fight, which is just awesome. So happy to have found those and picked those up. And then I wanted to get a little bit of football, working on the 1969 Topps football set. It's the only vintage football that I own. I had 3 Target cards, found 2 of them at one dealer and 1 at another, and I'm pretty happy with these. Did not pay sticker prices for these, but I was able to get Miguel Sayers, which was kind of at the top of my list. I was able to get the Brian Piccolo rookie because they go hand in hand, right? And then on my way out the door, picked up this Joe Namath. So added those. But I'm not done. I circle back, try and find this Babe Ruth that I need. I find 3 of them. One's $50, 2 are $40. I don't want to pay that kind of money. And I finally find a dealer who didn't have it out, was rifling through his stuff in some plastic bins, and he was able to find me the Babe Ruth. And I have finally completed my 1973 Topps baseball set. But that's not all. I talked to Rob over at Cash Cards, and he shows me a card that he picked up. And he said, I got it from my buddy Brandon, who's a dealer here. I'll introduce you. I go over to talk to this guy. He's got a ton of non-sport stuff. Love non-sport stuff. So a while back on my channel, Trevor over at Blue Collar Cards sent me a card, and it was a Battle of the Bulge card, and it was from a set called the Philadelphia News set Bulletin. That set is so cool. It's all about World War II. So I was all in. And I asked Brandon, hey, do you have any of these cards? He says, I absolutely do. Brandon hooked me up, and I was able to grab all of these. I mean, these are just such cool cards, just kind of like a newsreel. The backs kind of have that news type feel to them. Just so cool. And I won't go through all of them, but I got just a ton of them. I mean, this is just unreal stuff. I love the history aspect of all this. So happy to have found a bunch of these. I will definitely be trying to put the set together now from now on, but this is just, I'm just so happy. So that was my haul from Strongsville. It was another successful year there. And the social aspect, again, is just something that is just, you can't really give it justice. And everyone is just so good, and it was so much fun to hang out. So that is my haul. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody there had a good time and came home feeling the same way that I did, minus actually feeling sick. And I wish I could have stayed longer, but I'd really like to stay in touch, and to the people that I just met and to the people that I've known for a while. And I thank everybody for tuning in. I know this is a longer video. So thanks everybody. Just an average guy showing some average cards. Take care.